Before we go, let's take you back out to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the site of tonight's Republican debate. And that's a pretty sizable protest that is going on right now. The Fight for 15, it's a demonstration that's been going on in a couple of cities today. You see several members of that protest, but you see signs talking about other issues in this country right now. Our special coverage of the debate begins next with John Siegenthaler.
You can be strong without being involved in every civil war around the world.
And how would you respond?
Ronald Reagan was strong, but Ronald Reagan didn't
send troops into the Middle East. And Ronald Reagan walked away at Reykjavik. He walked away. He quit talking when it was time to quit talking.
Can I finish with my time?
Why does she keep interrupting everybody?
Yeah.
Boy, terrible.
Yeah, I'd like to finish my response, basically.
If I may respond.
This is an important question. This is an incredibly important question. And the question goes to be, who do we want to be our commander-in-chief?
All right. So, look, I just want to let you guys know about the debate and that I have posted it. If you go to the front page of this YouTube page, you will find a section that says presidential debates. And it's posted there, both the junior debate, the pre-debate debate with Chris Christie and Bobby Jindal, and the primetime debate also. And I think my best part, my favorite part of the debate is in this clip where Donald Trump asks why Carly Fiorina keeps interrupting everyone. Oh, I think Rand Paul won the debate. That's pretty clear. I mean, you know, if you're an anti-war person, if you're we have to get this war profiteering crap under control, you know, person, you know, he's the only one who's talking about getting anything done like that. It sucks. I can't believe that these are the best people that America has to offer for the most important job in the world. That's the biggest part of this whole election. I can't believe Hillary Clinton and these fuckwads are the best America has to offer for the most important job in the world, right? How can this be? I mean, it's like all these people are just like, they're like a specialized type of actor, like a theme actor, you know, and they get into character and they just play that character until they're done being a professional politician or whatever. You okay, buddy? Anyways, I can't believe this is the best America has to offer. That's the hardest part for me about the whole election. It just makes me want to cry. But anyways, I think Rand Paul won. I think Donald Trump, this moment, this clip coming up was the best moment. And if it was me, I would have spent my whole debate evening out in front with the protesters and, you know, taking a few puffs and see what those guys were doing. Because they looked a lot cooler than anybody inside the debate hall, for sure. All right, so thanks very much for tuning in. Stay cool. One of these days, this war is going to end. I don't think Rand Paul's going to do it, but he looks so much better than anybody else as far as that goes. Oh, and you can see the debate if you go to Mox News. I'm getting a blog in place. So if you go to moxnews.com/WP, just one WP, /WP, the blog is there. It'll be moved to moxnews.com in the next day or so. But right now it's at /WP. So the debate is there, or it's on the front page of this YouTube page under presidential debates. Okay? Thanks again for your continued support.
Now, Senator Paul, You have already said, sir, that would be a mistake in not talking to Vladimir Putin or to rule it out. You've argued that it's never a good idea to close down communication. With that in mind, do you think the same applies to administration efforts right now to include the Iranians in talks on Syria?
I'd like first to respond to the accusation. I think it's particularly naive and particularly foolish to think that we're not going to talk to Russia. The idea of a no-fly zone, realize that this is also something Hillary Clinton agrees with several on our side with. You're asking for a no-fly zone in an area in which Russia already flies. Russia flies in that zone at the invitation of Iraq. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but you better know at least what we're getting into. So when you think it's going to be a good idea to have a no-fly zone over Iraq, realize that means you are saying we are going to shoot down Russian planes. If you're ready for that, be ready to send your sons and daughters to another war in Iraq. I don't want to see that happen. I think the first war in Iraq was a mistake. You can be strong without being involved in every civil war around the world.
And how would you respond?
Ronald Reagan was strong, but Ronald Reagan didn't send troops into the Middle East.
And Ronald Reagan walked away at Reykjavik. He walked away. He quit talking when it was time to quit talking.
Can I finish with my time?
Why does she keep interrupting everybody?
Yeah.
Boy, terrible.
Yeah, I'd like to finish my response, basically.
If I may respond.
This is an important question. This is an incredibly important question. And the question goes to be, who do we want to be our commander-in-chief? Do you want a commander-in-chief who says something that we never did throughout the entire Cold War, to discontinue having conversations with the Russians? I'm not happy about them flying over there, but I'm not naive enough to say, well, Iraq has them flying over their airspace. We're just going to announce that we're shooting them down. That is naive to the point of being something you might hear in junior high, but it's scary.
But if you're not going to respond in a no-fly zone strategy, what would yours be?
The first thing I would do is I wouldn't arm our enemies. I wouldn't arm ISIS. Most of the people who want the no-fly zone also favored arming the allies of al-Qaeda, which became ISIS. That was the dumbest, most foolhardy notion, and most of the people up here supported it. They wanted to arm the allies of al-Qaeda. Some of them still do. That's how ISIS grew. We pushed back Assad, and ISIS was allowed to grow in the vacuum. So the first thing you do is don't arm your enemies.
Well, I might just say add to this. I need to add a couple points to this. The first is, I've never met Vladimir Putin, but I know enough about him to know he's a gangster.
I'm the leading state sponsor of terrorism.